Hello, everyone. Hi, this is Miss Lady at 4206 Boomer, and I am bringing you along with me. I'm going to process some of these onions and potatoes, and I'll let you all know what my total yield was as far as the weight content. Um, my onions are small, so with me and my little lettuce garden, well, my what is it? My green stalk. I have one green stalk full of lettuces I planted, and it requires me to eat at least two salads a day in order to just clear one level of it. So I have lettuces. I have some type of lettuce twice a day. Today I had it a salad earlier, and then I had just a sandwich with lettuce on it, enough for a salad. So I'm trying to work through that, and like I say, trying to get rid of some of the stuff that I have, some of the produce that I have, and with it just being one person, it takes a while to go through it. I didn't. Well, everything came up, y'all. Okay, and I don't know what I was, why I thought I could eat a whole green stalk full of lettuce. So, and I'm gonna tell you the truth. And high as gas prices are, I'm not riding to give away something. Okay, I'm not gonna use my gas to go to somebody's house to give them something free. All right. I might be wrong with that, but if we can meet up or you want to swing by, whatever, okay, y'all know. But I have the ones that I will give things I want to, uh, and I have another. I'm not gonna advertise it, but I have another avenue that I ran upon. I don't know how viable it is, but uh, I have promises. Okay. In the workings for my produce, and they're willing to pay for it. So I've gotten into something else, y'all. But anyway, I thought I'd bring y'all along with me while I process this. I don't have enough bags. I use these little ones, you can see through it and everything, but I don't have enough of those. I've used those up. See, giving away stuff, and I don't replenish because I say I'm not going to do it again. But if nothing, it will help me to maintain and keep some of the vegetables that I am going to process. I don't know why I didn't cut some of these roots off of this when I cut them loose. Now I'm having to do it twice. I guess because I'm talking to y'all. And that's another thing. I'm noticing I like music, and I like to listen to it. So when I talk to y'all, I can't have no music. I can't even have a TV on. I don't have nothing. All I have is the noise of the central heating there. Well, not the noise. You just hear the fan kind of blowing a little bit faint in the background when you're in the house. And it is too hot and humid. Y'all, it has started raining here. It was supposed to start raining Tuesday, and today is Monday. And it has already, it started raining um, Saturday night, and it's supposed to rain all the way until Friday. So I had one bag of potatoes ready to be pulled, or well, to be harvested, and the others are not. Well, they're longer time period. They're 110-day potatoes, and see, they're just right at 90 days. So they're still out there. But you know what? Uh, we got a break in the rain, I might end up with muddy potatoes because I don't want to let them sit out there in those bags and rot because of the impending weather, you know? So I'll probably just dump them in the, turn them upside down and leave them in the garage on the floor or something, you know, on a tarp, and dump them out of the bag so that they can dry out a little bit. I don't want to wait. I've been, 110 days, and I'm at 90, March, April, May. Yeah, the 1st of June will be, that's 30, 60, 90. Yeah, the 1st of June. I'm trying, y'all. I feel good about pulling them then, but I don't know if I'm gonna make it. But anyway, so that's why red potatoes, they always little. I don't get a good large red potato, and I generally just make potato salad and boil those when I get the red potatoes. I put them in with my green beans, or I just make smashed potatoes out of them because they're small enough. You just kind of boil them just a little bit and put them in the oven, and then let them finish roasting in the oven, and take a masher, something, a spatula or whatever, and just kind of smash them down and put some butter and sour cream on them, and they're good to go. You don't have to peel them. They're good, okay? So that's what I do with the red potatoes. I have a friend that likes to do fried potatoes with her red potatoes, but mine are never large enough, and I grew up eating, white potatoes, just regular white potatoes, to make French fries. But she was in Alabama growing up, and I was in Texas growing up. I'm hunting for these little, what I call them pearl onions, pearl red onions. I could pickle some of them and just have pickled onions, but do I want to do all of that? Because see, these are not big enough to do nothing. I can put this in my little Ninja blender when I need some onion to cook with. And just drop a couple of these in there. I got my onions chopped up already. I think that'll work for me. But I'm tie them up and put them in a bag. Oh, y'all, the gecko got hold of my potatoes. My potatoes that I had out in the garage that I was trying to, to get them to vine so that I could start my sweet potatoes. The gecko eats my sweet potatoes. Those suckers. So now I'm gonna have to dry those sweet potatoes and keep the sweet potatoes when I get them in the house, because now I know that the gecko can get to them. They didn't mess with the onions, and they didn't mess with the other potatoes. They only went for the sweet potatoes, because that's where I'm storing my potatoes and onions, in the garage, I thought it was a cool enough, well, I guess it was cool enough, warm and cool. It was a good spot for them. I didn't have they didn't rot on me or anything like that, And now the geckos say, we have our own little restaurant. So I remember the first time I came home and I encountered one. I went to Ray's garage door, and by me living in an apartment for a while, and I didn't have them where I lived before. I just didn't have geckos. So, or at least I didn't run across them. And I went to raise the garage door, and that thing ran across it, scared me so bad. And at the time I was carrying, what is it, those mace things? I maced my whole garage, y'all. I sprayed all over. It came back out, and it was orange stain on a white, and everybody could see it looked like, somebody graffiti or something. They said, "What happened to your?" Y'all, wasn't that a mess? Me gonna try to mace a gecko because it ran across the garage and scared me. Well, I have an electric garage door opener now and have had ever since then. I'm not scared of them, but I give them their place and they can go on about their business. Okay, well, y'all, look like we got rid of those red onions. I got a few in my hand. And see, they're not enough to really be bothered with. See, I can, in my salads, see, I can take a couple of these, because I'm eating large salads, y'all. The weight is still good. I'm still in my clothes and looking nice and causing problems, but I'm single. Okay, and eventually somebody gonna see this and want to say something. Okay, but this is not my whole aim and ambition in life, and my weight. But I've already told y'all I was vain. I told you that was the reason why I joined it. Well, that was one of the reasons I joined the Air Force. I knew that I was going to join some type of military branch of service because that was the only way that I could get out of my mother's house. And what I mean by that is you needed to have a place to stay, you needed to have a job, and you needed to have transportation able to get back and forth to your job. Well, the military provided that for me. They provided me a place to stay. I didn't know barracks like that. Okay, but anyway, they provided me a place to stay. They provided me clothes. They provided me a check, and they provided me food. So that was the way of getting out of my mother's house. But the choices, y'all, I didn't entertain the Army too long, too fast. Okay, they said, Army is over with. Because it's too many people in it, even back then, and it seemed like they just took whatever that, like me. But anyway, you know how you look at yourself different than other people do. So I didn't want to go to the Army, and still don't swim, so the Navy wasn't even interested. That didn't, and Marines, and the Air Force, well, I can't fly, but y'all, the women's Air Force uniforms were, they were nice looking, so I said, oh, I can look cute in that. So there I went. I had no idea you had to pass the test, and that the Air Force test is the hardest test to pass. That's the hardest branch of military service, to sit down and test and get in. And see, the Army and the Marine Corps, well, the Army, I found out when I was in Afghanistan that they had opened the doors to the penitentiaries and let everybody, well, no, not all, they let a certain few out. And that's when a whole lot of the military decided that they were retiring. They said that quality and type of people, and they wasn't looking like me. They didn't want to be associated with it, and they said that the military had gone to hell. Now this is military, talking about the military. All right, y'all. So that lets you know we've been on a slippery slope for a while. Because see, this is that was in what they were getting out in 2009, and then when I went back in 2011, I said it's time for me to retire. Okay? So that lets you know I am in agreement with them. Y'all, some of y'all didn't pay attention when you were raising your children. You just, ooh-wee. Anyway, I'm trying to get some more of the onions. Because y'all, I got a table full of them. And I didn't. What is it? I got a table full of little bit of onions. And then when I get food, oh man, get all of this paper up, from the onions in my house. That means I got to do the whole floor. Oh well. I don't understand. I guess because I don't have nothing to do. Well, not do, but it seems like I always want to wax my floors when it's raining. And the dog can't go outside. And then she gets all crazy because of the smells of the polish. And then she can't walk. And whew, it's a mess. See, I should be doing it when she's outside running around. But she don't really stay if I'm not outside. Ooh, I see. So, but I can't just leave her out there. I know it makes her mad, but I can still close the door. Because after all, she's the dog, I'm the master, and it's my house. So, she ain't ran away, so I guess she gets over it every time I do it. Then since she comes in the house and the smell of the polish on the floor, then she act like she can't walk. I got to get the leash and put on her to walk her from the outside of the house to the inside to her room or wherever it is that she chooses to go. And then if she wants to change rooms and she wants to get to another room, she stands and whines and act crazy until I come back and get her. Am I just talking and this is not recording?